guys, it's Tony with Hippie and the Tech, and today I have Brian with...
I'm with HB Fuller, and we're going to have a fun time here.
We're going to replace our roof, and I don't know if you've seen yet, but in our videos, our Flipping to Fifth videos, we mentioned that the roof is pretty jacked up, and it's old. There's a little soft spot, and so we're going to fix it today.
So we're going to start from scratch, and we're going to look at you know, all of the roof openings, and essentially get around and get everything cleaned up and seal around each of the openings with it's a hybrid sealant. It's super tough, it's long life, it'll last the life of the roof, and then we'll overcoat the entire roof from corner to corner with an elastomeric coating that we can do in one pass.
Hey. All right, I feel like I'm leaning.
You want to place that?
I'm good. I'm just gonna do this. So one of the most important things is prep. You want to make sure when you're going to recoat your roof with this material we're going to be using. All right, so the most important thing is your prep. You got to make sure that your roof is prepped to reseal it, and we have this guy.
I'm with HB Fuller.
So he's going to help us recover our roof because our roof is really trashed. And of course we have Todd here helping us in the NRVTA, lending us their space because they are rock stars. And if you want to learn how to become a tech,
If you want to be able to fix 80% of the problems on your RV,
and do this yourself, check out the nrvta.com and become a tech. This stuff isn't hard. If I can do it, you can do it.
All right, so one of the first things we had to do was cut open the EPDM roof because we had a soft spot. The only spot on my roof where there was a hole, the condensate water from the air conditioner actually dripped right onto it. So it ended up creating this nice big soft spot, and it just deteriorated the roof. And this is what we had. At first we were thinking, man, what a nightmare. But after just pulling off some of this loose, wet stuff, we measured out a new rectangle of wood and nailed it down, put some substrate to it, and but of course we had to pull out the insulation that was there.
What's
Oh,
that?
this here. Oh, that's it's a disinfectant, and if there's been water damage and you have any potential mold growing in there, this will kill the mold and anything that might want to be growing in there.
me, but does it look like it's getting a little more tan?
It's
Not so black.
You're changing the color with heat.
What did I say? Measure twice and cut 6 times?
And we had to use a new spray foam to re-insulate the roof. And after that, it was just a matter of prepping it to get coated. Now I opted to remove the antenna and some of the other electronics that were up in the front, so we routed out a little bit of the wood and put these fiberglass caps on there, but we also filled it full of that insulation, capped it off, and also prepped those to be covered. Alright, so next we took the vent caps and we pulled them off and cleaned up all the die-core because we had to put some Eternobond web seal tape down over the die-core, and the only thing that stuff doesn't stick to is dirt. Same thing with the actual coating on the roof. We wanted to make sure that all of the dirt was cleaned up, and that way we had a good seal. Okay, the next thing we did is we took some AFCAT 955 sealant and we did both of the front cap and the end cap seam, and we smoothed it down. We made a 45-degree angle, that way the water that came across it would just kind of roll up and over the seam.
Good looking unit when we're done. Yeah, you bet.
Alright, so now we're going to take some of the AFCAT roof sealant and we're going to go ahead and apply it on the sides and the corners, and this way we don't have to get our roller right up close to the edge and drip that stuff all over the side of the rig. Now where we had our patch, we're going to go ahead and put some more web seal down around the seam, and that way it's just that much stronger. Now that we have all the seams and the trim done, we're going to start pouring the AvCat 905 sealant onto the roof. Now this stuff is mostly solid, so it's not going to shrink at all. It's actually going to cure. It doesn't even dry. So if it gets wet, that's totally okay. The downpour is not a great idea, but if it does get a little bit of a light sprinkle, that's okay. So you can do this outdoors. And as you put it on, you just evenly put it down. You're looking for about 30 mils. And so it was pretty simple. And we actually knocked out the coating part within about an hour. The hardest part was really the prepping, the cutting, the taping, and making sure that everything was ready for us to come in with some buckets and start rolling the new roof on.